So the other day, I let's see, how do I explain this? I need to start from the beginning. This is not a commercial for Rapala, this is a company that makes fishing lures. But I'm just going to say this: when I was a little kid, I went down to we had a little fishing store in town. And that's what I remember it as. I don't remember it as a sporting goods store. I remember it as a fishing store. And, like I say, I was a kid, so I didn't have a lot of money. But one day I had a little money, and I wandered in there, and I was looking through everything, and they had one of these. This is a Shyster. It's made by the Rapala company, which is a company that makes fishing lures. That's a white one. This is a yellow one. I caught fish on that Shyster. I caught more fish on that Shyster than anything I ever threw in the water. I can't remember when I lost it or whatever happened to it. I remember I was very careful not to lose it because this was a very valuable lure. This is the kind of lure I'd go in the lake and retrieve if it got lost because I couldn't afford to buy another one. And it was like I say, I caught more fish on that than anything else. Well, when I came down to Georgia, that had been, 40 years had gone by or something like that. 50, 60. Yeah, it could have been. Anyway. So when I got ready to go fishing, I looked online and I found a bunch of these things. Let me find one and show it to you. I hate to talk about cheap Chinese things because I do talk about that from time to time, and I feel like people that live in China need to live too, and they want to make things, and sometimes they want to make things that are kind of made to sell to people in America. So often they'll make something that is made to sell to people in America, but it might not be the same. Here's a couple of examples. This is a Chinese fishing lure. It looks a lot like one of these Rapala Shysters. The only difference is I can't catch fish on these. I can't catch nothing on these. And they're made different. I got to studying on them, and even just the angle that this part sits at is different. The shape of this little loop is different. I got to looking on here, and I believe I remember seeing, I don't have my glasses on, it says it's got a solid, this is the Shyster I'm looking at, it's got a solid brass body. I don't know what this is made of. That could be a piece of plastic. It probably is a piece of plastic right there. The little wheelie thing, the little wingy thing, this little thing right here is supposed to flip around when you pull it through the water. It don't flip around when you pull it through the water. It just sort of rides. It don't do nothing. Once in a while I get one that'll work, but out of I don't know, I've probably had 8 or 10 or 12 or more. You can go on Amazon or someplace, you can buy boxes full of these things. They ain't no good because they don't catch fish. Whereas my old Shyster caught fish. In fact, I had one of these. I can't remember how I got one when I was back down here in Georgia, but I went over to that lake over there. I caught 4 or 5 fish, and I had another 4 or 5 that grabbed the bait and got off before I could get them in. So I went to Amazon. I said, I'm gonna get me a real Shyster. In fact, I went looking for one to see if you could still get them. I couldn't find them on Amazon. I couldn't find them at Walmart. I actually wound up buying this from the Rapala company and ordered it from them, and they shipped it out to me. And now I have a yellow one. I have a red one. I have that white one I showed you a while ago, and I have this pretty yellow one with red spots. So I am looking forward to. In fact, I've been waiting for a day when it was not quite as hot as it has been, when I could take these down to the lake and do a little fishing with them. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I told my wife a while ago, I said I'm going to go. I should probably tell you this whole story, which some of you might not want to know, but I had a colonoscopy this morning, which some of you know that's a medical procedure that you don't want to talk about, much less go through. However, due to the miracles of modern medicine, you know, I had to do what you have to do to get ready for that, which some of you understand what that's all about. And then I got down there and they had me take all my clothes off and lay down in bed, and they stuck a needle in my arm. In fact, I was just thinking about, you know, when they stick a needle in your arm to put you to sleep because they're about to do something like that to you, it's a joyous pain, let me tell you that. But anyway, they stuck a needle in my arm. The doctor walked in, he said hi, and he said something to me, and I said something to him, and then Honey Baby was in the room. I said, "What are you doing in here?" And she said, "Well, you're done." I said, "What?" I didn't even know I'd been to sleep, but apparently I'd been to sleep and they'd done the things they need to do to me, and I woke up and I was pretty okay. So anyway, having done that, they told me not to, you know, be operating any dangerous, you know, materials, and I don't think a fishing rod is too dangerous as long as I don't fall in, but I feel pretty okay. So I'm gonna go down there, and what I did was I reorganized my fishing box. Now I've got 3. These are the old metal fishing boxes, which I like quite a lot. And I probably bought both of these in yard sales, so they came with some fishing lures in them. And they're kind of a mess. This one is the fishing box that I want to use the most, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 good Rapala lures in it, and then some rubber worms with a catch hook. And I think I found this one here in the lake, and this one here was in one of those tackle boxes, and it looked good, so I thought I might give it a try. And I got me a filleting knife and a nice pair of pliers in there, and some of that smelly fish stuff. And all of this stuff I'll probably put in these boxes, and I don't know where I'll put that. I don't know if that's worth taking down to the boat or not, because to be honest with you, of course, you know, if I need some sinkers, I got some sinkers, and if I need some hooks, you know, there's some hooks in there, but I got, you know, I don't need to. If I know what I'm doing, which is what I'm going to be doing, is go down there and basically fishing with these little shysters. So if I know what I'm doing, I don't need all that to be down there with me. So for now, I'm just going to leave all that here. I'm just going to take this right here. And I've got a favorite reel, rod and reel, down by the water. And I'm just going to go down to the water and aimlessly sit on the back of the boat and cast these little shyster spinners into the water and reel them in and see what happens. That's what I'm going to do. And if I catch anything, I'll let you know. And if I don't catch anything, I'll let you know, because that's the way I am. And by the way, let me say something here. I made a joke. I made a kind of a joking video toward 63 Impala the other day. Nope, he calls himself Waylon Wire now. And I didn't realize that one of his rat rods caught on fire and almost burned up, and almost burned his whole shop down. So he's a good friend. He's actually, you know, been to see me, which that's a pretty big deal for him to drive all the way from Washington State to here to see me. Of course, I wasn't the only one. Looky there. I want you to look at that. You see that? I got a fish hook hanging in my shirt. That ain't good. No. I need to put that thing somewhere where it won't be. Yeah, I'm just going to put him over here for now. Oh, now he's stuck on my finger. But yeah, he had made a worldwide country tour, and he wound up coming by my house. He's a good egg. I like him a lot. I'm going to go to his house one of these days, and I'm going to drive something interesting. I'm not sure what yet, but that is yet to be determined. But anyway, let's go fish a little. It might have been something else I was going to talk about, but if there was, I can't remember. You know how I am. I start on one thing and I go down another road, so who knows where we'll end up. See y'all.